Scheduling is a feature which allows you to put a block on how far the children can go. Now, with the child accounts, although they do need to play the game sequentially, which means they have to pass the first game before they can move on to the next one, they essentially can just keep on working their way through the games as much as they want to. And now, as wonderful it is to see how much the children enjoy playing the game, sometimes their intentions are a little bit different from ours. So they would like to finish the game before their friends, or perhaps they're in a rush to rescue the first superhero. And that's wonderful to see their enthusiasm. But we do want to make sure that they're understanding those fundamental skills before they're moving on to the more complex stuff and before they're moving on throughout all the different levels. So what we can do is just put a block on what level we want them to be playing. So navigate to manage accounts on the left hand side here and scroll down to the class that you're working with. Now a schedule does get put into place for a whole class, so if you only want to put a schedule for a select amount of children, you may wish to add, you may want to add another class so you can separate them out slightly there. But in this instance, I've got my children set up in the red group, and these are the children that I want to put a block on for. So you click the tick box next to your class so that all of the children are selected. Click scheduling on the right here and a new page will open. So what we need to do is choose the level that is the furthest we are happy for them to reach and to play. So for example, I'm happy for them to play anything up to and including level 3, but I don't want them to move on to level 4 until I'm ready for them to. So you would choose the latest skill that you are happy for them to play as part of your schedule. So in this instance, level 3 sentence reading. I choose the date that I want the schedule to be in place for, so from today up until the 17th of February, and I click save. Okay, and here's my schedule at the bottom here. So like I said, what this means is that they can play anything up to and including level 3 sentence reading until the 17th of February. So they cannot go on to level 4 until the 18th of February. Okay, you can then add another one. So let's say we are after the 17th of February, we're going to start working on level 4. However, I only want them to focus on the no, read and spell. I don't want them to move on to the camera words until I'm ready for them to. So I'm just going to choose spelling, which means that they can play those games, but they can't go on to the camera words at that particular point. It's automatically selected the first date because that follows on from the end of the first schedule. And then for this particular one, it only needs to be into place for a week. Click save and you will see my schedule has taken effect there. So I've got 2 schedules ready and raring to go. Now a couple of things to point out. You can't have 2 schedules in place at once, and that's just to, otherwise the system will get a bit confused. It won't know which schedule you want in place at that time. So you can only have one schedule on at one particular time. And also be cautious of the end dates of one schedule and the start date of the next one. Now it will automatically do this for you like I just showed you. However, if you decided to, let's say you decided to have the start date of this schedule as the 1st of March, that's absolutely fine, you can do that, but just bear in mind that between the 17th of February and the 1st of March, there is essentially no schedule in place, so the locks have come off as it were, and the children can keep on working through as quickly as they want. So if you do want to have the control over that, just make sure the end date of the first schedule and the start date of the second schedule line up with each other. Okay, now if you want to edit those schedules, you can. Perhaps you've decided that they need a little bit extra time working on this particular skill. Just click on the tick box next to it, click edit. You'll notice the little jumps up there and you can change the date. So let's say we're going to give them an extra week there to work on that, and click save. Okay, and now you can see the new date is in effect. Now, just to highlight the scheduling, what the scheduling is it's putting a block on how far they go. This doesn't change the current level they're playing. So once you put a schedule in place, it doesn't have any impact on what the child sees straight away. So if your children are currently working on level 2, for example, this will not jump them ahead to level 3 or level 4. They will continue on from where they left off. The only thing they will see is once they've reached the end of level 3 sentence reading or level 4 spell, once they try to play games beyond that, that's when they see the message that says your teacher has put a block on this account. So This is just the block. If you want to change the game they're playing, that's where you would adjust the level, which I can just show you. But this is just to highlight the scheduling is to put a block on how far you go. Okay, to change the game that they're actually playing right now, you go back to manage accounts, and you would choose the children on the left hand side, and you would click change level there. So when you're changing the level like you've done here, that's the next time they log in, they would go to that particular level, whereas scheduling is putting a block on how far they go. From a child's perspective, if they reach the blocked level before the schedule has been lifted, they will see this message come up, just explaining to them that you have set a block on how far they can go, and to encourage them to go back and repeat any of their favourite games again, to keep on practicing until that schedule is released.